Execution is where strategy meets reality, and where success is truly decided. Welcome to Module 6, Business Principles, Chapter 10, Managing Internal Operations, Promoting Good Strategy Execution. In this session, we move beyond strategy formulation and focus on how strategies are actually implemented within organizations. Execution is often the most challenging phase because it requires coordination across people, processes, and resources. Understanding this chapter will help you connect strategic intent with operational performance, ensuring that plans are not just created, but successfully delivered. Promoting good strategy execution requires more than just having a well-defined plan. It depends on strong managerial ability, effective coordination, and continuous motivation across the organization. As highlighted, success is not only about setting goals, but about ensuring consistent and disciplined execution of those goals. Leaders must align teams, remove operational barriers, and ensure that processes support strategy rather than hinder it. In essence, execution transforms ideas into results, making internal operations a critical success factor. Effective execution is driven by a set of key managerial actions. First, managers must ensure proper resource allocation, directing funds and people towards strategic priorities. Second, they must establish policies and procedures that guide consistent decision-making. Third, adopting and adapting best practices helps improve efficiency and performance. Fourth, installing information and operating systems ensures that performance can be monitored and controlled. Finally, linking rewards and incentives to strategic outcomes motivates employees to contribute actively to organizational goals. Together, these actions create a structured framework for execution. Allocating resources effectively is central to successful strategy execution. Managers must ensure that financial resources, human talent, and operational capabilities are aligned with strategic priorities. This involves making careful choices about where to invest and where to limit spending. Beyond funding, it also includes placing the right people in the right roles, ensuring that capabilities match strategic needs. Well-planned resource allocation strengthens execution, while poor allocation can lead to delays, inefficiencies, and failure to achieve objectives. Budgeting must be treated as a dynamic and strategic process, not a fixed annual exercise. Organizations need to continuously reallocate resources from low-priority or underperforming areas to high-impact initiatives. This includes funding growth opportunities, supporting innovation, and ensuring that critical projects receive adequate resources. Managers must also make tough decisions, such as cutting back on less productive activities. Strategic budget reallocation ensures that limited resources are used in the most effective way to support long-term success. Policies and procedures are essential tools for facilitating consistent and effective execution. They provide clear guidelines for decision-making, ensuring that employees understand expectations and operate within defined boundaries. Well-designed policies reduce ambiguity, improve coordination, and support compliance with organizational and legal requirements. However, it is equally important that policies remain practical and flexible, so they do not become obstacles to performance. A balanced approach ensures both control and efficiency in operations. Security plays a critical role in developing and enforcing policies and procedures within an organization. It ensures that operations are conducted in a safe, compliant, and controlled manner, protecting assets, people, and information. Security policies support risk management by defining standards, monitoring compliance, and responding to incidents. At the same time, policies must be designed to support operations rather than restrict them unnecessarily. The goal is to achieve a balance between control and flexibility, enabling smooth and secure functioning of the organization. Adopting best practices is a key driver of continuous improvement and operational excellence. Through benchmarking, organizations can compare their processes with industry leaders and identify gaps. However, best practices should not be copied blindly, they must be adapted to fit the organization's specific context, culture, and objectives. Continuous refinement and learning ensure that practices remain relevant and effective. By adopting and adapting best practices, organizations can enhance efficiency, improve performance, and strengthen their competitive position. Organizations must remember an important principle: adapt, don't just adopt. While best practices provide valuable guidance, blindly copying them without considering the organization's unique context can lead to inefficiencies. Each organization has its own structure, culture, risks, and operational needs. Therefore, practices must be customized and aligned to fit these realities. Effective execution requires thoughtful adaptation, ensuring that practices support strategy rather than creating misalignment. Process reengineering focuses on rethinking and redesigning workflows to improve performance. Instead of making small improvements, it involves fundamentally questioning existing processes to eliminate inefficiencies. The goal is to achieve significant improvements in cost, speed, quality, and service delivery. By simplifying processes and removing unnecessary steps, organizations can enhance both efficiency and effectiveness in execution. Reengineering in action demonstrates how process redesign delivers measurable results. In the Hallmark Cards example, cross-functional teams redesigned workflows, reducing cycle time for new product development from 24 months to just 4 months, significantly improving responsiveness and cost efficiency. Similarly, at Northwest Water UK, eliminating unnecessary work steps and improving coordination reduced delays, enhanced scheduling, and cut operational costs. These examples highlight that effective reengineering focuses on simplification, speed, and coordination, leading to tangible improvements in performance. To successfully implement best practices and reengineering, managers must follow structured action steps. First, set clear performance objectives aligned with strategic goals. Second, ensure strong leadership involvement to guide and support change. Third, focus on employee engagement, as execution depends on people adopting new processes. Fourth, use data and measurement systems to track progress and performance. Finally, promote continuous improvement, ensuring that gains are sustained over time. These steps ensure that process improvements translate into real organizational value. Information and operating systems are essential enablers of strategy execution. They provide timely, accurate data that supports decision-making and performance tracking. Operating systems help coordinate activities, ensure consistency, and improve efficiency across functions. Together, these systems enable organizations to monitor progress, identify deviations, and take corrective action, ensuring that strategy is effectively implemented. Information systems must cover 5 critical areas to support execution. First, customer data, including preferences, satisfaction, and relationship management. Second, financial performance data, tracking revenues, costs, and profitability. Third, operations data, covering productivity, efficiency, and workflow metrics. Fourth, employee data, including performance, productivity, and workforce engagement. And fifth, supplier and partner data, ensuring coordination across the value chain. Tracking these areas allows managers to stay aligned with strategic objectives and make informed decisions. Monitoring performance has become more complex in a changing and remote work environment. Before the pandemic, performance was often measured through physical presence and direct supervision. However, during and after the shift to remote work, organizations moved toward outcome-based performance measurement. This includes tracking productivity, communication effectiveness, and task completion. The focus is now on results rather than presence, requiring new tools, metrics, and managerial approaches. Rewards and incentives are powerful tools for driving strategy execution. They help align employee behavior with organizational goals by reinforcing desired outcomes. Effective systems include financial rewards, recognition, and career growth opportunities. When incentives are clearly linked to performance, they motivate employees to contribute more effectively. A well-designed reward system ensures that employees remain engaged, accountable, and focused on achieving strategic objectives. Incentives can be broadly categorized into monetary and non-monetary types. Monetary incentives include salaries, bonuses, profit sharing, and stock options, direct financial rewards tied to performance. Non-monetary incentives include recognition, meaningful work, career development, and a positive work environment. While monetary rewards drive immediate motivation, non-monetary incentives build long-term engagement and satisfaction. A balanced approach ensures sustained performance and commitment. An effective system must balance rewards for performance and consequences for underperformance. High-performing organizations reward success while also ensuring accountability for poor results. Too much emphasis on rewards can reduce discipline, while excessive punishment can harm morale. The right balance creates a culture of fairness, accountability, and consistent performance expectations. This ensures that employees remain motivated while maintaining organizational standards. Rewards must be directly linked to the right outcomes to drive effective behavior. This includes not just financial performance, but also efficiency, customer satisfaction, and risk management. Clear linkage ensures that employees understand how their actions contribute to organizational success. When incentives are aligned with strategic priorities, they reinforce the behaviors needed for execution. This alignment is critical for achieving consistent and meaningful results. Designing an effective incentive system requires adherence to key guidelines. First, ensure the system is fair, transparent, and clearly understood. Second, align incentives with strategic objectives and desired behaviors. Third, make performance measures specific, measurable, and achievable. Fourth, maintain consistency while allowing flexibility for changing conditions. And finally, regularly review and refine the system to ensure continued relevance. A well-designed incentive system strengthens both performance and organizational culture. In uncertain and rapidly changing environments, managers must adopt the right problem-solving mindsets. First, stay curious, question assumptions, and explore multiple possibilities rather than settling for quick answers. Second, embrace flexibility, be ready to adapt strategies as situations evolve. Third, focus on the big picture, ensuring decisions align with long-term organizational goals. Fourth, act decisively, because delays can often worsen problems in uncertain situations. Fifth, rely on data and evidence to guide decisions rather than intuition alone. And finally, communicate clearly, ensuring alignment across teams. Together, these mindsets enable leaders to navigate complexity and make effective decisions under pressure. Managing remote teams has become a critical capability in modern organizations. Traditional management approaches must evolve to focus more on outcomes rather than physical supervision. Key challenges include maintaining communication, ensuring accountability, and sustaining team engagement. Effective managers address these by setting clear expectations, using digital collaboration tools, and building trust within teams. Flexibility, empathy, and strong communication are essential in managing remote work environments. Ultimately, successful remote management ensures productivity while supporting employee well-being. As we conclude, let us revisit the key takeaways from this chapter. Successful strategy execution depends on effective resource allocation, strong policies and procedures, and continuous improvement. It also requires aligning rewards and incentives with desired outcomes, ensuring that performance supports strategic goals. Additionally, modern managers must adapt to changing environments, including remote work and evolving operational challenges. Execution is not a one-time effort. It is a continuous process that demands discipline, adaptability, and leadership. Strategy without execution is hallucination. Thank you for joining this session. If you found this useful, do continue with the chapter-wise videos in this module and stay committed to your CPP preparation journey.